Shalom, family, and welcome to Storytime with Sistah ChaYAH. I pray that you all are well this evening, and I also pray that you enjoy this beautiful reading from the Third Testament, chapter 63. The section is Ministry and Spirituality. I'm going to read from verse 112 to 154. All praises to the Most High for the reading of His Word. And it reads, "Learn to love, to bless, and to forgive one another, to be meek and gentle, righteous and noble, and understand that if you do not do so, you will not have in your life even the slightest reflection of the deeds of Christ, your Master. I speak to everyone, and I invite you to destroy the errors that for so many centuries have hindered you in your evolution. Do not forget that your origin is in my love. Today, your heart is hardened because of egotism, but when it becomes sensitive again to every spiritual inspiration, it will feel love towards its fellow men and will experience someone else's pain as if it were its own. Then you will be capable of complying with the precept that says to you, love one another. This world is a proper place where you can work. In it is suffering, sickness, sin in all its forms, vice, disunity, misled young people, elderly people without dignity, bad science, hatred, war, and falsehood. Those are the fields where you are to work and sow. But if that struggle awaiting you among mankind seems gigantic to you, truly I say to you that even if it seems monumental, it does not compare with what you will have to deal with yourselves. A struggle of the spirit, of reason, and of the conscience against passions of the flesh, its self-love, its egotism, its materiality. And while you have not triumphed over your own self, how can you sincerely talk about love, obedience, humility, and spirituality to your brethren? Virtue has been spurned and regarded as something harmful or useless. Now the time has come when you will understand that only virtue will save you. It will make you feel peace and fill you with satisfaction. But virtue has yet to suffer many setbacks and humiliation before it can penetrate all hearts. The warriors who shall defend it will have to fight with a great effort and faith. Where are those warriors of righteousness, charity, and peace? Do you believe that you are the ones? You examine yourselves inwardly and answer me that you are not the ones. But I say that with goodwill, all of you can be those warriors. Why? Otherwise, do you believe that I have come among you? Love, speak when you should, and be quiet when it's appropriate. To no one say that you are my chosen. Flee from adulation and do not publicize the charity you do, but work in silence, testifying by your works of the love to the truth in my doctrine. To love is your destiny. Love for you will thereby cleanse the stains from both this and your previous lives. Reject adulation, for it is a weapon that destroys your noble sentiments. It is the sword that can kill the faith I have ignited in your heart. How can you let men destroy the altar you bear in the depths of your being? Do not confuse humility with poverty of dress, nor should you believe that he is humble who, believing in his own inferiority, makes that the reason to bow to others and serve them. I tell you that he who is truly humble values who he is, and knowing that he has some knowledge, knows how to descend to others and enjoy sharing what he has with them. How gratified do you feel when a man who is noted among men shows you a sign of affection, of understanding, and humility? You can give that same feeling to those that are or who feel inferior to you. Know how to lower yourself, to offer your hand without feeling superior, and to be understanding. I tell you that in these cases, it is not only he who receives the evidence of affection or the help and consolation who enjoys it, but also he who gives it, for he knows that above him there is one who has given him proof of his love and humility, and that one is his Lord God. Live with purity, humility, and simplicity. Comply with all that is just, both in being human and in what refers to your spirit. Remove from your lives all that is superfluous, contrived, or harmful, and enjoy all the good that is found in your existence. Do not see anyone as an enemy, but see all men as your brothers. That is your mission. If you persevere in this to the end, justice and love will triumph on the earth, and it will give you the peace and security that you yearn for. Give your heart the freedom to feel the pains of others. Do not restrict it or dedicate it solely to feeling that which affects yourself. Stop being indifferent to the trials that humanity is passing through. When will your love be grand enough to embrace your fellow men and love them as you do to those who are the flesh and blood of your own? If you were told that you are more of a spirit than flesh, many would not believe it. Yet I tell you that you are more truly brothers in the spirit then through the shell that you wear. For the spirit belongs to eternity, and in contrast, the material is fleeting. Consider the truth that families here on earth are formed today and tomorrow disintegrate, while the spiritual family exists forever. Do you believe, hearing these words, that I could decimate hostility or ill will in your heart towards your brothers who profess different religions? Never, disciples. It is you who must give an example of brotherhood and harmony, seeing and loving all with the same affection with which you look at those who understand your way of thinking. I know that the greater your knowledge, the greater will be your love for me. Do you know what it means when I tell you to love me? It means to love truth, love life, love the light, and love one another to the love, true life. Know, disciples, that the goal of your search is that spiritual state which pain cannot reach. And that state is reached by merit, by struggle, trial, sacrifice, and renunciation. Observe these cases of patience, faith, humility, and conformity that you sometimes see in your brothers. They are spirits sent by me to give an example of virtue among humanity. The destiny of these creatures appears sad, and yet they, in their faith, know they have come to fulfill a mission. You have gathered the great examples of my envoys and disciples in your histories and know their names by heart. But do not, for that reason, ignore the small examples you touch along the road. Do not believe that prophets, forerunners, and spirits of life have existed only in the bosom of the people of Israel. Two other peoples also have sent some of these, but men took them as gods, not as envoys, and under their teachings created religions and cults. See first, disciples, the timber you bear, before you fix yourselves on the mote in your brother's eyes. By this I mean that you must not take my doctrine to judge the actions of your brothers in their own various religions. Truly, I tell you that on all those paths there are hearts that seek me through lives that are noble and studded with sacrifice. My disciples, nonetheless, often ask me why I permit these diversities of ideas that are sometimes contradictory and great differences and even hatred between men. The Master tells you it has been permitted because there are no two spirits that have exactly the same comprehension, the same light, or the same faith. And also because you have been given free will with which you must choose your own path. You have never been forced to take the path of the law, but have only been invited to do so, giving you thereby the opportunity to earn true merit in search of truth. I wish you to learn not to make judgments lightly, nor to allow yourselves to be carried away by first impressions. I give you this warning for when you analyze my word and for when you must judge other doctrines, religions, philosophies, cults, and spiritual or scientific revelations. Recognize that what you know is not all that exists, and that the truth you know is only a small part of absolute truth, which is manifested in many forms, many of which are unknown to you. Respect the religious beliefs of your brothers, and when you enter their churches, do so with sincere humility and respect, knowing that I am present in all worship. Do not reject the world in order to follow me, nor should you depart from me, pretending to have too many other responsibilities on earth. Learn to combine both laws into one. Do I not bless all humanity without distinction? Underneath the mantle of that blessing are found the good and the meek. Just are found the good and the meek, just as the ignorant and the criminal. Why not imitate me? Do you, by chance, feel disgust at the actions of others? Do not forget that you form part of humanity, that you must love and pardon them, not reject them, for it would be as though you were feeling repulsion for yourselves. All that you see in your fellow men is present in you to some extent. That is why I wish to learn this. That is why I wish you to learn to analyze your inner self so that you may know your spiritual and moral side. In this way, you will be able to judge yourselves and gain the right to look upon others. Do not go forth to seek the defects in your brothers. The ones you have are enough. Do you believe you comply with my command to love one another when you selfishly limit your love to your family? Do the religions believe they obey that maxim when they recognize only their own faithful and do not recognize those who belong to other sects? Can the peoples of the world who preach civilization and progress say they have achieved spiritual progress and complied with that teaching of Christ when all their enthusiasm is in preparing for fratricidal war? O humanity, you who have never known how to value my word and have never wished to sit at the table of the Lord because it has seemed too humble. My table nonetheless still awaits you with the bread and wine for your spirit. All praises to the Most High for the reading of His Word. I pray that that reading has blessed you. I'll see you again soon, my sisters and brothers. Have a good night. Shalom.